I'm a scientist, raised Catholic, but started drifting when I was like in third grade. None of it was making much sense to me. There were no decisions made in the house that referenced the Bible or God or Jesus or anything. So in that sense, decision making was secular and rationally informed. And I thank my parents for that. I value that as someone being raised by them, because it meant if something didn't make sense, they'd, well, do it because I said so. Well, that's not a rational reply to your child. They would have the reason for it, and then we discussed the reasons. Early on, as I became more visible, I'd get letters, and people would ask about God. And I don't know much about God, you know, so my early letters were, well, science is and religion is that, and I can't help you any further. But then I thought to myself, that's not fair to the person who wrote the question. They're coming from a place, some religious tradition, whatever that tradition is, and if I'm receiving that letter, there's a contract, an implicit contract between me and the person who's seeking my guidance, my wisdom, my insights. And I owe it to that person to know as much as possible as I can about where they're coming from. I read things that take me to places where other people think. If I'm an educator, I want to know that. Because when you're speaking to me and I have some understanding of you, I can navigate your receptors for learning. In this book, what took me a year to answer one of the questions, it was a Jewish woman. Okay, she's Orthodox, she's really religious, she got a 10-year-old son going to Hebrew school, he's on the autism spectrum, and he says, by the way, one day he came home and said he doesn't believe in God. And he thinks Bible stories can't possibly be true. And she asks him, how did you come to think this? And he said, cosmos. I was like, okay, so I'm in deep now. Okay, should I read further? Where is this going to go? This can only end badly, I'm saying to myself. And it turned out she was very open. She said, you know, I don't want to make him believe things that might not be true. He respects you. I know that, and I thank you for that. But sometimes I have my doubts too about these stories in the Bible. So I just don't know, you know, can science and God coexist? And I just want to be a good parent.
I want to teach you how to think about the world, and then you say, I have a new way to understand the world, and you just run off. You don't even look back, because a new level of hunger has descended upon you, and methods and tools to feed that hunger are now accessible to you. So my impact would be that others are impacted and they don't even remember that I had something to do with it. On my tombstone, I want the epitaph, be ashamed to die.
Vanity is definitely my favorite sin.